Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm introducing the second book, Ricochet, in the Addicted series. If you are new here, my name is Shayna and I'm doing my first ever read with me, and I will be doing that with the Addicted series. My sister and I are reading this together and we are decided to go ahead and start it. I'm going to link down below my first read with me of Addicted to You. Make sure to check it out so you guys can follow along with the whole series. I hope you like it. I'm going to start reading that here. I'm sitting in the parking lot of a park waiting for my husband and some family members, so I'm just going to start while I'm waiting and you guys can join me. All right. Ricochet. Chapter 1. Okay, so I just finished chapter 1 and it's really, really good. Right back into the storyline, not boring at all. It's weeks since the last book ended. Goes over a little bit about what happened years now, and she's getting to know one of her other sisters, and it's really nice because I finally get to know another character. I'm predicting that this book goes in more in depth into another one of the characters that will be in the Calloway Sister series. I'm excited about that. I have to run, so I don't have a chance to read chapter 2. I have to go grab my daughter, but I hopefully will be back to read some more. But I'm glad I was able to go ahead and start it. Okay, it is Monday. The next day, I just got home from work. I took a shower and I have about 30 minutes before my daughter gets home, so I'm outside sitting on my swing and I'm going to read, starting back off with chapter 2, and my goal is to make it to at least chapter 6 before she gets home. So here's hoping. Yo, someone spelled come with me clever, as in C-U-M, come. Dead. I'm so done. And then he whispers, stay still, don't moan. Ugh. Has anyone ever had sex in a movie theater? I want to know. Comment if you've ever had sex in a movie theater. I love to be adventurous, and I have been to a certain extent. I dabbled, but my now husband is not an adventurer, and I know a lot of this stuff is so completely illegal, but I just want to know, how many of you have had sex in a movie theater? Y'all, I can't. I love this so freaking much. This is so Chuck and Blair, so freaking Chuck and Blair. So one of the couples in here, it's not the main character of this book, but her sister and her sister's boyfriend. They're so Chuck. It's so Gossip Girl. Just listen, okay. Let me find it. Just like Rose to push a guy away, sometimes I think she fears a lack of power that comes in relationships, as though she may lose some sort of advantage if she lets Connor in. That is so fucking Blair. I love this. I cannot wait till I get to their book. I don't want to rush this series. I know that sounds like it, but they're like one of my all-time favorite power couples. Like top 3 power couples, and I just cannot wait to read their story because I love it. But I'm reading a conversation that they're having, and it's like all I picture. Like when I picture Connor, I picture Chuck in my head, and when I picture Rose, I picture Blair in my head. So I'm dead. The banter is freaking hilarious. Rose stares at the ceiling like, oh my god, you want to know how many times a day I question why I'm with you? 5 times. 100. Oh my god. I have a really dirty mind, and all jokes go sexual in my head, like, all the time. So this is hilarious, because this is something that I would literally say or think in my head. You're ridiculously skinny and 5'5". I'm big. My eyes drift down unintentionally. At least I hope so. He's already smiling again and my cheeks burn. Can we move on? I mean, if you have a dirty mind, you completely get what that is. You guys, Valentine's Day. This is my favorite Valentine's Day story ever. I love this. And it's steamy. He called me. Lo called me. Oh my god. No fucking way. lied. She lied for him. Oh my god, he finally called her. Shit. This book, oh my god. It's about their recovery because they're addicts. So this book is about their recovery and Lily's point of view, not Lo. So you have no idea what's going on, what he's doing, where he is for his recovery. Her point of view is just... But you go through her brain and her feelings and what she's thinking and the memories that she has and all this stuff just waiting and trying to heal. And now she's lying because she doesn't want it to affect his healing. Oh my god, that woman! This is the sweetest thing ever. It was that night with Lo, sprawled half asleep in his bed, that I asked him if he was a virgin. I wanted him to tell me no, to ease my shame. I'm waiting, he mumbled sleepily, my eyebrows furrowed. For marriage? He fell asleep before he could answer, but I think I knew it anyway. He was waiting for me. Oh my god. If that was me, I would feel so freaking terribly horrible, and you can't change it. You can't take it back. Ugh. Oh, I love this so much. So I'm almost finished reading the chapter where Lily is getting help. She finally has a therapist and she's talking to her about her addiction, and she pretty much just lays out everything on the table, and you really get to know her and how her addiction started, where it came from. Not really sure why she has it, but like how it started, but not why it started, but how. And that was pretty cool to read, and it makes me relate to her a little bit more and understand her more. And I like that, and I feel so sad because she has such a big heart and her conscience is never clear. She feels so guilty for everything, and yes, you could see that in the first book, but you just get it so much more because this is definitely an eye-opening chapter and something that I'm very proud of Lily for doing. She's taking a huge step forward, and I know she's so scared of losing Lo forever, like not sure if he wants her in his life after he's healed, or even if he can be in her life after they've both healed, because they have such a codependent relationship and they've enabled each other in their addictions for so long that it's like, how do you keep that relationship going without, going back into those comfortable ways? So it gets extremely deep and it's very psychological, and I don't know, I just love it. It's not just a surface level book. It's extremely deep. Like, it feels like these people are so real. And this is the best part and the ending of this chapter. She glances at her clock. That's it for today. Did I scare you off? I shake my head. No, actually, for the first time, I feel like I'm headed somewhere. And I know that place is somewhere good. Ah, that's sweet. I love it. It makes me feel so proud and so happy for her. It makes my heart burst. What the fuck? You had to pee. Yo, my heart is freaking exploding. If you don't tell me, I'm going to be worrying about it all fucking month, Lil, and Reich hasn't fully comprehended the fact that I'm going to eventually come home, and when I do, I'm going to be with you again. We're going to have to start talking and reforming a better relationship. If I can't handle this shit over the phone when I'm sober in rehab, then I shouldn't be returning home anytime soon. Holy shit. He just gave her the reassurance that she desperately needed. Ugh. And this chapter that I'm on, it's like showing how Lily's getting better, or somewhat getting better, and she feels like she's strong enough to handle certain things, and then she kind of falls back into it, and she's embarrassed and absorbed in it, and breaking down and feeling like she can't do it anymore and all of this stuff. But then, she gets reassurance from her therapist, and now she's getting reassurance from Lo, and it's freaking everything. And this is something that is so raw and real, and I resonated so much because I am a big freaking overthinker, and just having the reassurance from somebody when my brain won't shut off about something makes me feel 10 times better, even if what my brain is running with is nowhere near the actual truth. It still feels like it. So having that reassurance from whoever I need it makes me feel so much better, and that's exactly what she's getting. And you want to cry and burst in like happy tears and sad tears. Like it's so contradictory, but it is so freaking true. I want to lose my fucking shit, okay? Because I literally was just talking about this, and everything that Lo is telling Lily right now is exactly what I've always wanted to hear. I know it's a book and it's fake, but it's like, why can't men just get it sometimes? Like he's healthy. He is like reassuring her and telling her exactly what they're supposed to do, what's supposed to be healthy in their relationship to reform their relationship. He's like telling her that we need to talk, because if we don't talk, we're just going to be enabling each other again. We can't go back into our old ways. We have to be able to talk about our situations and be comfortable with it and not beat around it and ignore it like they used to. And oh my God, that is such a mature male thing to do. And most 22-year-old, he's not 22, most 21-year-olds don't do that shit. I'm married to a 27-year-old, and even sometimes he doesn't do that. So the male maturity that I see in Lo is chef's kiss, and just wish that you could see that in the real world. I know that there are men out there that are very mature at a young age, but I don't know any of them personally, and I wish that I did. But yeah, so, and mature as in relationship wise mature, like communication wise mature, that's really hard to find in a male companion that is not old, and even then they still have really bad communication issues. But they are just some men that are born with it and just have it, or have learned at a young age and don't want to make those mistakes. So I really appreciate what Lo is doing right now. Really appreciate. Thank you. Bruh. But I'd still be with you, he says, and lets out a frustrated groan. I just want to hold you right now. It's killing me. Not as much as me, I breathe. I want that. I want that so badly. I want someone to want me that badly and just want to hold me and want to be with me and just touch me. You can tell that my first love language is physical touch, and that's why I relate so much to Lily, because sex and that, like, that makes me feel whole. Now, I'm not a sex addict, and I don't like just physical touch is, excuse me, that's how I receive love, and it makes me feel so good. So I relate to Lily on so many levels when it comes to her addiction, because I have similar qualities that she does. And hearing Lo tell her that he wants to hold her so badly, it's something that I want to hear, you know? So I just finished chapter 12. I am almost to the end of the book. It's my third day reading it. I started it Sunday, and this is Tuesday. Hoping to finish it tomorrow at the latest. Thursday is on my schedule, but the end of chapter 12 was really good. I kept interjecting and talking about a lot because I really found a lot of things in it that I related to and I really loved. Sex addicts they're not supposed to be celibate, because sex is natural. It's a part of life. It is a natural body impulse. But as far as Lo goes, he's an alcoholic. You're supposed to cut that off completely. You know, he's in rehab right now, and she's, you know, at home, and he has phone privileges, and he's talking to her about what happened that night that she had kind of took a couple steps back and had kind of freaked out, and he gave a solution to one of the problems, and one that, you know, obviously when you're in the thick of it, you're not thinking of, but he, as her partner, gave a solution to one of her problems in her addiction. And I don't know, it makes me feel so good and so warm and gooey inside that it's working, and that yes, they had a very unhealthy relationship in the past, and that they're really working on it, and their lives have been intertwined for so fucking long, and now they in their early 20s are getting that figured out. And I don't know, it makes me feel so good. It makes me believe in happy endings, you know? So anyway, I'm stopping there. I have to go get my daughter. Okay, y'all, I am so freaking far behind schedule. It is Friday, and I plan on finishing this book by yesterday, but this past week has been crazy. So here we go. Bruh. Now I'm excited to read Reich and Daisy's book because holy crap. This girl is insane, adventurous, and like completely fearless, and something that a part of me wishes I had, that to be able to stand up to somebody like that and not cower down to their, you know, them being so mean to you or their harsh words, and I'd be able to give harsh words back, or, you know, stand my own in an argument, which sometimes I really, really fail at. I'm really good at thinking things through and then coming back with comebacks, which is, you can't do that. They just lose, it's falter, it's over at that point. So how she's doing that, I mean, she obviously has a lot of issues that she needs to work through, or otherwise she wouldn't be doing this. I'll read something in here too. She shrugs and then says, "How'd you find me anyway?" "Free falling," he tells her. "You said it's better than sex." Her lips twitch into a smile. "Do you agree with me now?" "As fun as this was," he says roughly, "it'll never be better than fucking someone you love." He adds, "Don't do that shit again." I love that line. Like, I don't annotate books, but that's something I want to highlight. I love that. To me, that sounds like something I want to hear, and it sounds roughly around something that I can hear my husband say out of anger, because my husband is a hothead, but he truly cares about the people that he loves. So I can somewhat see that coming out of his mouth. And I just love that line. I don't know why. I just really, really love that line. I want to cry. Okay. "Are you going to talk to Jonathan when you get back?" "I don't know anymore." He pauses. "He's one of my triggers to drink, but I don't need rehab to figure that out." My chest constricts. Am I? What if I'm a trigger? Oh God. "No, Lil," he tells me with a short laugh. "You're the opposite. You're my stability. My home." Oh my God, this is too freaking cute, and it makes my heart swell. And this is just something that, like, it gives me nostalgia. Like, in a memory bank, somewhere deep down in my brain, this scene that's playing out for me. Like, I can see it, I can picture it, but I can't remember where it's from. And it just makes me want to cry, and it makes it. I don't have words to tell you how it makes me feel. It's just everything. Like, the innocence and the pure love that you can just y'all, I'm trying not to give away spoilers like so bad. Just go read the damn book. That's all I gotta say. I lied. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but here we go. "Hi," he says in one breath. "Hi. The hardest part about the whole ordeal has been being away from him, and it has nothing to do with sex, I realize. He's my best friend, my whole world, and losing that hurts more than losing a body to grind on at night. Seeing him reminds me that he's not gone forever, even if it may feel like it sometimes." Holy shit. Oh my God. I can't. Like, that right there just says it all, okay? So I just finished chapter 14, and the love that these two characters have for each other. This is the kind of story that makes you believe that true love is real. That makes you believe that this is not a fantasy, that this stuff is so real. So happy for them. Like, they are going through such a hard time right now. Them having to go through their addictions and learn from it and try and recover from it is the most difficult thing they probably will ever do in their entire life. Reading their story and how they feel about each other, just that reassurance, the way that he speaks to her, to me, that's just like all I need. Like, I don't have an addiction. I'm not recovering from an addiction, so I can't feel the severity of their situation. So I don't fully get it, but just hearing what they say to each other, it's like, it just makes me happy, even though they're in a unhappy situation at the moment. God. I have 2 chapters left, and then the bonus chapter. I think I'm going to read chapter 15 and leave the last chapter of the book for tomorrow, because I want to be able to absorb it and not be half asleep. So you can definitely tell that chapter 15 is the prologue to the ending. Like, it's an ending for Lily, and like at the end of a movie, sometimes you don't get to know what their future holds, but it was the end of that story. That's kind of how chapter 15 ends, where it's like she's ready. She has officially, like, she's ready to move on. She's ready to take the next steps in her recovery, and to, like, she's not fully recovered. She's still always trying to get to where she needs to be, but she's taken that step to build outwards into her relationships and not just, you know, trying to fix herself, but she's also trying to build her life. That's kind of how chapter 15 ends. So with that being said, I am done for tonight. I have chapter 16 left and the bonus scene of Addicted for now. But I did go ahead and read, like, the very ending has like bonus notes in it. I went ahead and read that because it was like 2 pages and has nothing to do with the storyline. But I didn't want to go ahead and read the bonus scene. It would be out of order because obviously that's the next book. So like I said, calling it a night. See you guys when I finish it. Okay, everyone, it is Saturday evening. I am outside on my swing. I have my frozen strawberry daiquiri, and I am ready to finish Ricochet. I just have the last chapter, the bonus chapter to read, and I will have finished the second book in the Addicted series. I'm so excited. So let's get started. This is my actual fucking face. I finished the last chapter in Ricochet. I have not read the bonus scene for the next book, but I finished the last chapter in Ricochet, and not gonna lie, I'm a little pissed off because that was not an ending to me. Not at all. This is the last little snippet of the book. Some choices define us, and in this moment I make a decision that will change the course of our lives forever. Or maybe I just prolong the inevitable. Either way, in my heart, I know this feels right. I don't get it. I'm like so confused because that doesn't make any sense to me. So the last couple pages of this chapter is a flashback back when they were in high school, and it just doesn't make sense because I can't explain it or else I'm giving spoilers. You have to go read it, but it just, that little snippet does not make sense. But in the last chapter, he does find out or figure out why she has this addiction, made her turn to that addiction. It's not a big deal. She's like, it should be something major and not this, when it is. And it makes complete sense to me. And I understand why she feels like, wow, this is like so minuscule. It's like nothing. Why do I have this addiction? Because of this reason. But it's really sad, actually. And I don't know. It's a really hard pill to swallow. The book itself was really good. I know a lot of people said that Ricochet was hard to read because a lot of things happen in the first book and not much happens in it. But I love it because it's so raw and real. And you can't not read this book. You can't, because it's like like, some people may not like it, but it's like you're skipping a vital part in their story and in their healing. So in my head, it's not boring. Now, hard at all. I was not bored. I loved the storyline. You got to know more of Lily's family and not just Lily and Lo's relationship. So that leads into the next series and the rest of the books in this series. So it's really something you can't not read. So if you are one of those people that are bored with Ricochet, I'm sorry. I'm just not one of those people. But you still have to read it in the series. Bruh, what? Okay. His fingers dip harder in my sides as though reminding me that he's here touching me. What's going to happen, he breathes, is that I'm going to carry you through this door. I'm going to draw out every single moment until you're exhausted. And I'm going to move so slow that 3 months ago will feel like yesterday. And tomorrow will feel like today. And no one in this fucking universe will be able to say your name without saying mine. And then he kisses me, so urgently, so passionately that my lungs suffocate. There are no words to describe how every woman would want that. Okay, so I just finished the bonus scene for Addicted for Now. Ricochet ends right before Lo comes home from rehab. Addicted for Now picks up like the next day, right after the last chapter of Ricochet. Pretty juicy, so I love it because I remember in the first book I said that there wasn't a lot of intimate like scenes and how it was about a sex addict, but there really wasn't many sex scenes in the book. But this was the first one. For Now, it has the first intimate scene in it, and oh my god, it's everything. Okay, it's so sweet, although it did end abruptly in my opinion. It didn't last as long as I thought it would. Then it ends on a cliffhanger, obviously, because it's a bonus scene, you know, to get you to go read the next book when it came out. Obviously, they're all out. And I'm excited to start the other one to figure out who this person is and what's going on and what's going to happen to ship into their life and who this new enemy person is that's coming into life. I'll be sure that that's the plot for that book. Ricochet was a very good read. You got to know the characters a lot more. You got to see into their minds, and just it's really detailed and more in depth. And like I said, not a lot like really goes on, but it shows you everything in their past. And I think that's why I like it so much, because I'm a detail-oriented person and I like to know every aspect of every story. I have to have the whole picture. Really love it. And Ricochet kind of gives you that, because the first book, it's just touching base, gives you what's happening, and this one takes you back to the beginning, and I really like that. So definitely a good read. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my read with me, and stay tuned for my third one, and be sure to check out To You, the first book. I will link that video down below, and I will see you guys next time.